I'm back with another triggering topic. And today I want to talk about the worldwide and online disrespect of the Black woman. And, I know that anytime I try to say that Black men and even men in general are very comfortable disrespecting Black women online, that people constantly gaslight me and say, oh, it's not everybody, it's just the things that you see. They just try to make it like it isn't a big deal when it is a big deal and it's happening a lot. And it really doesn't matter how a Black woman presents herself, because there are some women that feel like if they present themselves classy or, beautiful, and they're not so-called ratchet and ghetto with bonnets on, that's going to protect them in some way. But it really doesn't matter how a Black woman presents herself. Nowadays, men just go on the attack at Black women for no reason. And I will say that actually, I think that it seems to happen even more if the woman is put together, if the Black woman is attractive, or she seems unobtainable for some reason. Now, I'm going to show you clips of this video that way that I can blow it up, that way that you guys can read the text right along with me. So bear with me if it looks kind of crazy, but hopefully not. Now, first of all, you see right here, this Black woman, she's in a dress. She's very classy, very demure, right? She's very attractive Black woman. She's an author. Now, what she decided to do is show some comments in response to what she had on. Now, look at this comment. B, who gives a F about what you like? How are your books? Having to use your flesh to promote something from your mind is pathetic. Weak A lut. Now, to me, I'm confused because if you look at the dress that she had on, that he commented under, she was fully clothed. And I don't think that his issue was her clothing. I think his issue that she was attractive, that she was attempting to do something with her life by being an author. But anyway, here's another comment that she received. I asked me. Now, I don't know what that is, but seeing these goofy chicks half naked for attention and a 5 is not celebrating the best. It's time we get back to reality. Average is average. Do better. You out here selling yourself like a P. Doesn't mean you are pretty and beautiful. Keep in mind. Now, I want y'all to keep in mind that this is the man. Pop meat kettle. And my thing is that this lady was not dressed bad. What are we talking about? And why are you calling her a 5? You know that this woman is not a 5 on any way, shape, or form of fashion. And I don't even believe in rating people, but let's be clear here. Stop it. That woman is clearly above average as far as looks goes. But anyway, let me get back on track. He says, trying to play the weird cutesy girl is goofy and empty. Your page is trash. Be better. My thing is, who told you that your opinion matters? Why is being a cutesy girl goofy and empty? What are you talking about? And why are you talking to a woman like this? Like, that's not manly, is it? This woman is only selling books, and this is the hate and the vitriol that she is getting from Black men. And the hatred is very real and very scary and very unprovoked. All she is doing is dressing cute and selling her books, and men are jealous and disrespectful. And that's crazy to me. And my thing is that if you don't like her page, why do you have to attack her? I'm confused because aren't men supposed to be the protectors? Isn't that what they're around here yelling at us about all the time? We're the protectors, the protectors, the protectors, the protectors. You need us, you need us, you need us. Isn't that supposed to be their supposed default? So why, if men are supposed to be the protectors, then why is it that Black women constantly need to be protected from the protectors? And anyway, here's another comment, just another 304. As you can see, here is the outfit that he was responding to. What? And I really think that we just got to keep it real here. It's time that we admit that men are jealous of women. Men are upset that women can come online and look cute and get perks and privileges. Men are upset that they can no longer use a bank account as a weapon against the woman and hold security over her head as a reason to get her to entertain him because she wants to survive. And, I also think that there's nothing worse than men who are subpar being able to get women that are out of their league. Because usually when men are able to do that, they get real mean and they get real nasty. And I remember when I was growing up in the cult that I was raised in, all I saw were women that were way out of the league of the men that they were married to. but there weren't a lot of men, so women just had to choose from the small pool of men that were available, and they were always ew. Well, at least 8 times out of 10, they were ew. There were a couple cute ones. And, those men that were subpar, they would act so cocky, never acknowledging that if they were in the real world, those women would have never looked their way. So what I'm saying is that even if you were to give any of these subpar men a chance, they would be just as violent, just as angry, because they would still feel like, oh, I got this girl and I know I probably shouldn't have her. Like, it's the whole jealousy thing and stuff like that with men is very complicated and very strange, and I just think that men right now, they are really, really so jealous of women. Like I said, I see so many men jealous of OnlyFans girls because these girls are able to be pretty and all they got to do is be pretty and get money. What? Don't be jealous of that. There are plenty of double standards that benefit y'all as well. And not to mention that if men were not the biggest purchasers of all of these things, then they wouldn't be able to do it. So you need to blame yourself at the end of the day. And I also think that men are angry because they're angry right now because they just can't get a baddie. Like, they can't go and dangle all of these things in front of women now because most of them don't got the money. And a lot of times, even if they do have some money, the woman might have some money too. And that's not going to make her be open to a man that she's not attracted to. So they're not qualifying for these baddies. They're just not. So now when they see these women that they are attracted to, they want to break her down. They want to make her feel just as low as they feel. And I really believe that some of them believe that if they bash a beautiful woman, if they bash her enough, if they lower her self-esteem, if they verbally abuse her enough, if they break her down mentally, that she just might lower her standards and settle for them, believing that he is the best that she can get. And, first of all, that's disgusting. But I need men to understand, I'm sorry, women are peeping game, and that's just not going to work, fellas. Everybody knows that that's what y'all try to do. Y'all try to humble these women in order to get them more receptive to your dirty, ugly behind. And, it's like, I really think that that is why you see so many men, and this is all races of men, mind you, underneath attractive women's videos, just like I said, attempting to humble them, verbally abusing them, calling them 304s, yet these men follow them, look at all their pages, drool all over their pictures, because they want these women, but they're jealous that they can't have them, and they feel like, hey, let me tell them they're ugly because maybe then that'll make them feel like they don't have any worth and they'll choose me. And, I don't see, though, anywhere where women go under attractive men's videos and posts and attempt to humble them and verbally abuse them and call them 304s. I don't see that. Anytime I see men that do thirst traps, most of the time women just appreciate the man's attractiveness or whatever, and they say, oh, yeah, you sexy, da-da-da-da, and they keep it pushing. But, I also want to mention this whole thing with Kevin Samuels. I really think that he also started off the whole idea that below average men could feel like they're somebody or they're better than the women that they're trying to get. Because he told them this whole BS that men are the prize and men have all of this worth and value all their lives and women don't. And they can literally look like a bloated jug of milk that's been left outside of the fridge. And they feel like they're going to be able to pull a superwoman, a supermodel, the baddest woman that they've ever seen, which is really, it's crazy when you think about it.
So, the 10 girl wants to date the 10 guy, but the 7 wants to date the 10 guy, the 6 wants to date the 10 guy, the 5 wants to date the 10 guy, but she'll settle for the 9 guy, the 4, the 3, the 2, and even the 1 wants to date the 10 guy. So those guys that you complain about that have too many hoes or too much going on, it's not the fact that there's not a lot of good men out here, it's just that all of these other guys right here, you don't think that they are good enough for you. When technically this 5 should be dating the 5 and the 1 should be dating the 1, but you hoes don't do that. So if you're ever wondering why you're lonely, it's because your expectations are a little unreasonable.
First of all, beauty is subjective. So breaking women down into numbers is completely nonsensical to do because beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So you may look at a woman and think that she is a 5 and she should be dating a 5 in your eyes, but you don't know because there could be a man that you perceive to be a 10 that may like her because he doesn't think that she's a 5. If you get what I'm saying, all of it is just stupid and it doesn't make any sense. And it's really rooted in making women feel less than so they can give these guys that more than likely are no good anyway in opportunity. And I wish they would stop saying, oh, these women, stop. Let me just keep moving forward. I'm about to break it down. I just want to say just the fact that this man, sat there and was talking about looks like this, and made the figure at the bottom, the number one, he made that woman overweight. As he sits there looking like a big, bloated, buck-broken billy goat, that's wild to me, because if you're saying that the big person at the bottom is a one, and what are you? What do you think you are, buddy? You know what I'm saying? And I see his little clips, his little stuff every day. He is so ignorant. Not only is he ugly on the outside, I'm sorry, I said it, I don't care. He's ugly on the outside, he's ugly on the inside too. And I don't, people don't say you want to talk about looks or whatever, but I have to keep it real. Like, I have to be honest. Like, he really lives in a state of delusion. That particular content creator, whatever, that man is crazy. Like, seriously, it's like, brother, do you not know that we can see you? We can see you. Are you unaware of the type of man that you are? Like, you shouldn't even be rating anybody or talking about looks in any form or fashion. And like I said, I'm not even going to address that foolishness of what he said about all women want tens, because like I said, it's not true. It's not true, because if that was the case, humanity would have been died out. There would be no humans here, because how many men are out there that are super attractive or are objectively a 10? Maybe 1% of the population. You know what I'm saying? Because if I ever look at like dating shows, if you notice, like, if you look at like, let's say something like Pop the Balloon, you can always notice that women are more than likely, I would say at least 95% of the time, way more attractive than the men that come on. That's just the way it is. And people can say that I'm wrong or whatever. I'm partial. I'm not. I'm saying this in the most impartial way. Because I am a heterosexual woman. So I'm looking at men as, okay, does he look good? Does he not look good? And still, with that, most of the time, the women look way better than the men. It always happens, right? There are outliers of men that are attractive. But most of the time, women always look better than a man. So what I'm saying is that if all women wanted tens, or if all women were only choosing tens, or even if all women were getting men that were on their level, and that's the only people they were open to accepting, humanity would have already died out. But still, for some reason, men still seem to have access to women. So that means that women are not doing what this man says. And my thing is, even looking at the man that we just talked about, I bet that this bloated beluga whale, I bet he's not a virgin. I bet he's had some type of woman entertain him. So that means that some women will entertain men that are not on their level. So stop it. Because you had a woman that entertained you and she saw that you were a -1. So please stop the games. And my thing is that really what it is that all of these men, they just seem so jealous of women. They seem jealous that women have an option to choose who they want to entertain, who they don't want to entertain, that they have more options than men do. And that women can just sit there and just be cute and be unobtainable. And I think that that's what their main problem is, jealousy. And it's really insane to me, because why are you a man being jealous as a woman? Go build a house. You know what I'm saying? Go unclog some toilets. Go do something masculine, like go in the field and do something. Garden, make some food, like go plant some corn, plant some trees. I don't know. Don't go be a lumberjack. Like, really, it's crazy to me that it's so many men nowadays that want to be a lady. They want to live in their feminine, but then all the time they want to weaponize masculinity and femininity against women. You say, oh, you're masculine, you're not feminine enough, you're not feminine enough. But the very things that make women women, or make feminine women feminine, which you're feminine just because you're a woman, y'all want to erase that. Y'all don't want women to benefit from it, to do it. What? It just doesn't make any sense. And I really think that, to be on a serious note, really, that all of this violence, and make no mistake about it, this is violence against Black women. And a lot of Black men are enacting it. And a lot of men are enacting it. But most of the time, it's Black men putting this violence against Black women online. And, to me, it's really getting out of hand. And I'm not saying that other races of people don't do it, but they do. But a lot of times they feel afraid of the repercussions publicly for publicly showing their racism, But it's like black men almost get a pass for being anti-black or disrespectful to the black woman. So they're able to say things that are wildly out of pocket and nobody bats an eye about it. You know what I'm saying? And even with all of this disrespect that everybody sees that we receive, still, everybody wants the black woman to mule, to mammy, to coddle, to fight for everyone else's rights and injustices, but no one speaks out for us. And that is exactly why I'm just not with black women being the saviors of everybody. I think we should step back from everything and only focus on us. Biological black women, that's it. Focus on us and us alone. We cannot do better until we help ourselves, in my opinion. And I really do think a black woman should be able to exist without being torn apart or without being degraded. And right now, that it's just not possible. There is no safe way to exist as a black woman. There is no safe space for a black woman. When black women attempt to create spaces strictly for them, everybody else wants to come in and all lives matter it away. Or call black women ignorant for trying to create a space for themselves when literally every single solitary demographic can have a safe space for themselves except for black women, specifically biological black women. And I really feel like whether people think that that's wrong or not, it's not. But even if they think that it's wrong, for our own safety, we have got to figure out how to curate a safe space just for us. Because like I said, everything that I'm seeing is really out of order. But anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think. I digress. If you watched this whole video and you enjoyed it, please do me a favor and drop a 111 down below in the comments. And if you can't donate to my Cash App above to help support the channel, that's no problem at all. Just do your girl a free favor. Follow me on TikTok. I live stream there exclusively. And follow me on YouTube. Hit that notification bell so that you don't miss any of my new uploads. And subscribe, of course. And as always, ladies, I really love to hear from y'all. So please drop your thoughts, comments, and feelings down below.